All right, class, hello, how are you? One more little video here about Act 2, Scene 2. I hope Presley's not too loud for you guys. Presley, you're on TV. Say hey. Okay, she's watching TV. All right, anyway. All right, so when we left off, we're in Act 2, Scene 2. Macbeth and Lady Macbeth Macbeth has just done the deed. Lady Macbeth has come back and said, the daggers must lie there. They must stay there because uh, it's got to look like that the guards did it, right? So she takes the daggers back to the scene. Excuse me. She takes the daggers back to the scene of the crime, right? And while she's gone, Macbeth says this, and this is what we were talking about that was the instance of dramatic irony. He doesn't want to go back. He says, will all great Neptune's oceans wash this blood clean from my hand? Essentially, will all the water in the ocean wash this blood from my hand? And then he says to himself, he answers his own question. He says, no, this my hand will rather the multitudinous seas incarnadine, making the green one red. So essentially what he says in answer is no, instead my hands will stain the whole green ocean red. And that is an example of figurative language, hyperbole, extreme exaggeration, right? So then Lady Macbeth comes back and she says, went a little too far. She says, a little water clears us of this deed. So you can see that's irony, that's verbal irony, because we, the audience, know something that the characters don't. We know something Lady Macbeth doesn't. We know what Macbeth said, this extreme hyperbole, and she came back and just contradicted it. Okay, so that's something that the characters during Shakespeare's time would have got like that. Okay, then we move on to Scene 3. Okay, Act 2, Scene 3 is essentially half of it's the porter, and then half of it is the discovery of Macduff shows up and discovers Duncan's body. And when he does, he gives a good little speech. Let's see. What does he say? The night has been unruly, strange screams of death. There's been a lot of omens during the night. Macbeth and Macduff are talking about. Macduff says, oh, horror, horror, horror. He's gone in and seen the scene of the crime. Tongue nor heart cannot conceive nor name thee. Confusion now hath made his masterpiece. Most sacrilegious murder hath broke ope the Lord's anointed temple and stole thence the life of the building. So when he says, and this is what I want to be talking to you guys about later, when he says confusion now has made his masterpiece, think about it. What kind of figurative language is that? And so that's what we're going to start with probably next week. Okay, so just keep that in mind.